Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. In today's video, guys, we're going to do some live arena. We're going to have a look at the most OP free legendary that you can get in Raid Shadow Legends. And it's not like it's anything new related to it, but every single day when I'm playing this game, I just get to that point where I'm like, my god, this is literally the most OP legendary they gave us, okay? And I'm talking about Marius the Gallant. And I'm pretty convinced that a lot of you guys agree with what I'm saying. The reason for it, he is probably one of the most picked champions in live arena, at least in the gold tiers. He's just crazy good, super good for classic arena. I'm not even gonna bring up all of the craziness that he can do in PvE content like Chimera, Hydra, dungeons, and all the rest of the content. There you go. He picks directly the #1 legendary that you can get for free. And some of you guys will disagree and be like, well, this is not really a free legendary, Skratch. What are you talking about? Well, it is a free legendary. You just have to grind the game, and there are plenty of free-to-play players that manage to get a champion. The truth is, it is pretty painful to get him. I'm definitely not gonna BS you with that, because it is hard to get a champion. But my god, once you get him, it is just going to completely change your account. Now, when they announced the champion, I saw that A2 skill. I was like, this is gonna be so strong for PvP. And we have him now for like, what, almost 1 year or so. And look at him. He's still the GOAT in live arena. So we're gonna see basically what is the best build for him, the best way to use him. I'm going to share my build with you. We're going to see what other opponents are actually using on him. Blessings, relics, etc. So, I'm definitely not going to ban his Marius from the team. I'm going to let him chill in there. But instead, I'm probably going to ban his Arbais, just to make sure he's not going to be too loaded on speed or anything like that. Very curious to see who is he going to ban from my team. One of the main things that makes Marius super nasty is the passive and him counterattacking whenever the enemy attempts to manipulate the thermometer on him. That was a very good call, banning his Arbais, seeing that he banned my Lazarius. If you have a champion that has a blessing that will constantly decrease the thermometer or anything like that, Marius will absolutely demolish the team. For example, if I was using my my Lazarius, boost the thermometer, Marius was going to counterattack. Now, it's not necessarily the biggest problem at the beginning, but it will get more painful throughout the run. The more times I'm attempting to manipulate the thermometer, the more issues I'm going to have from there, basically. So let's actually do that. You see the Enfeeble that landed on, and that was just from a counterattack. For whatever reason, we actually haven't managed to put a stun on him. I'm not even sure why. Either we got resisted on it, either something happened. But it seems like the opponent did not even have Marius in Stone Skin, right? So I'm gonna pick Marius as my first pick whenever I have the opportunity to do so. I'm not gonna let the enemies to basically get him. I've just realized my Galatid is actually on the Chimera build rather than the Hydra, rather than the Arena, sorry. Now, I've been trying to get a 6-star soul for Marius, guys, for a very long time. It's just not happening. That would improve the build on him by a lot, because I'm going to get more accuracy. I'm going to get more speed, which is really important in today's meta, especially for live arena. It's all about speed. The faster the champions, the better. A lot of people tend to either don't use Savage on the champions and use like the Cat's Gaze Relic to ignore defense instead, and just build the champion super fast with Stone Skin and Pinpoint or whatever other sets, right? And that does give some big advantage to some of the players. So let's go in like this. We're still gonna get Armans, seeing that he did not pick him. He started with a 6-star Odin, Sifi. He might bring in who knows, maybe even a Harima in this team. Maybe not. Maybe he's gonna go for Carnage. Maybe he's gonna bring in a Fabian. He definitely needs to sort out another speed lead, right? I have a feeling he was counting on the fact that he might be able to bring in Marius in the team. Or maybe he doesn't have Marius available just yet. As I've mentioned, Marius is a free champion, but it's extremely grindy to get him. You gotta put in some work to do it, and a free-to-play account that's just playing for like a year or so will 1000% struggle a lot to get to the point where you can get Marius. But if you have been playing as free-to-play or whatever for quite a while, probably you have Marius now. Like, I know a lot of free-to-play players that have Marius on their account, and yeah, absolutely insane. Carnage, we got a 6-star Lady Mikage, 6-star Carnage as well. Damn, this guy is not messing around. He is really not messing around. Are you guys going for the 5-star soul on Lady Mikage? Are you gambling on it? I'm really not willing to go through all that pain. So right here, I feel like the best bet is to drop his Odin just because of the passive and everything else that can go crazy in there. He banned my Marius, knowing that that's going to be a thermometer booster for me. So he has a very good chance at being faster without Lady Mikage. Not gonna lie. He does have a much better speed aura as well. The only thing is I have intimidating presence. He doesn't. So that might give me the little edge that I need to outspeed him. Let's see if that will be the case or not. Because he does have a 6-star on Lady Mikage, and Sifi might be faster too. Yes, she is indeed. Okay, thankfully we have that temporal chain on a... Oof, weak hit. That sucks. That really sucks. So we're going to have an ally attack most likely either on Galatir, either on Armans. Let's see. And they have protected immunity, which really, really sucks. Oof, they went straight for him. Okay, we do have a lot of stone skin in there. So what I'm going to try to do right here, I'm going to try to basically melt that stone skin. I'm going to polymorph Carnage in here. And then I'm hoping that Marius will... I mean, should I hope? I don't think I need to hope, because Marius will absolutely freaking wreck them. Oh, baby. There we go. Oh, baby. There we go. That's why Marius is so freaking OP. Removes the buffs. Crazy good damage. Now, one thing that I never really expected from Marius was the damage, okay? Enemy max HP never really worked in Arena. Like, we've tried plenty of different champions in the past. They were just not performing very well. But Marius is on a completely different level with his damage and the multipliers, right? Defense, enemy max HP. And I'm not even sure why he outperforms all of the other enemy max HP champions. I guess it's all about the multipliers, to be honest, actually. So, let's pick Marius. Man, I really hope that at some point in the near future, I'm gonna get that 6-star soul for him, you know? I'm not even sure if I want to save currency to get the 5-star soul, or should I just wait and gamble on soul stones? Now, we have mythical champions. He is the best counter to mythical champions. You guys probably know that already. It's all about the passive, the magic of the counter attack whenever they metamorph, landing the enfeeble on all of these nasty champions like Nice, Siegfried, for example. If you kill the rest of the team, he has the block damage. He metamorphs, or maybe he doesn't have the block damage anymore. He metamorphs. Marius counterattacks. He can instantly kill him and it's game over, right? Like, so many scenarios versus mythical champions. And a lot of people are using a team for Classic Arena where you go Odin, Sifi, Marius, and a lockout champion just to fully wipe teams full of mythical champions, which is actually really, really good. So, they don't have an Odin in the team. I do need another speed aura in here, so I'm probably gonna go in with Shuzan. I'm gonna instantly ban that Krixia just because it's a bit too risky to leave her in there. He got the bait. He banned my Shuzan, which is good. That's exactly what I wanted him to do. She's not as fast as my Lazarius, so she's kind of like the backup in case if they ban Lazarius. So like this, we're going to be able to just boost the thermometer. If they have stone skin, like in this case, I tend to just melt the stone skin with Gizmak, right? Put the decreased speed. And then I have Marius coming in and just insta-wiping them off, you see? So metamorphs, counterattack, bang, go to sleep. Like, you don't even see the animation anymore because he was dead. Or maybe the third hit from Marius' skill actually killed him, but the animation still proc. That's one of the benefits of having him in the team with a triple hit, right? Because let's just say one of them procs a passive. The second one might drop the buff that they put on, like in case like Sigfrin does with the block damage, and the third one might actually kill him, you know? So that's really, really good. Marius the Gallant. I do want to make a poll actually on my channel. Would be really, really helpful, just to kind of like give me an idea of knowing how many of you guys actually have Marius available on the account, right? Very curious. I'm actually going to make a poll, so please do me a favor, guys. Jump on it and actually just vote. You have him, you're close to him, or you don't have him, or you're miles away, or stuff like that, you know? Just to kind of like see where you guys at. You know, I like to kind of like have an idea of knowing what's happening with all of you guys in terms of like what champions you have available, etc. So we're gonna bring in Shuzan again. From here, Marichka is instantly gonna get kicked out. We don't want her to do all the crazy things with Tarasp. Now, I could ban Taras, for example. I feel like a good counter to Marius is having Marichka Taras in the same team. The problem is, if you have the stone skin on Marius and you don't buff and you're just trying to decrease the duration of buffs, then the counter attack is not really going to do anything. It's going to be pretty irrelevant. But if you take the extra turn like that, you're basically going to ensure that you're going to get clapped and Taras is going to kill Marius. But in a situation like this, it can be very nice if my Marius would be faster than Gizmek, for example, to decrease the duration of the block damage that Marichka would normally put up when the HP burn drops on the team, you know? You have so many different ways on how you can use him, and I feel like it's definitely different for every account based on what sort of strategy you're using, what sort of team you're building around Marius, right? As you guys can probably notice, I feel like for the last 1 month and a half, like this is kind of like my core team that I tend to pick in live arena. I'm not really changing much any of the champions, so that definitely makes quite a bit of a difference. I should be able to no, let's just melt the stone skin, and then we're gonna go in. I was gonna say like maybe we're gonna be able to just get a turn before that our man is going to take his turn, but I'm not gonna be able to overlap him as much, you know. So right now maybe with Gizmek we can do it. Yeah, so we were actually going to do it. How are we looking in here? So far so good. Marius clapping. I really think he's the most OP legendary that Plarium gave us, right? I cannot say the most OP champion because we have Mythicals, we have Ambris, which is really good. But the thing with Ambris, he's great in PvP. Marius is great everywhere. You know, like every freaking dungeon, no matter what the game throws at us, Marius is actually just clapping the content. Like, even if you're looking at the Chimera, he's one of the top damage dealers. He might be probably top 5 damage dealer for the Chimera. Like, he deals crazy good damage. For Hydra as well, he's gonna absolutely demolish it. The good thing with Hydra is that since they kind of like made the changes, the enemy max HP champions do more damage, right? Because the decapitated heads have doubled the HP. But nobody really gives a damn about Hydra, so I'm not really gonna talk much about that part, right? I'm very curious to know how you guys have built your Marius, for example. What blessing you have on him? You have Cruelty, you have Soul Reap, or you have something else. Some people might be running a Polymorph and stuff. I feel like Polymorph is not as important as it used to be, in my opinion. So I'm gonna bring Shuzan once again in here. We have plenty of damage, plenty of support, and I'm not 1000% sure who I am going to kick. Probably Sifi. I'm going to leave him without the actual reviver. He got the bait again, ban my Shuzan, which is perfect. Now his Odin could potentially be pretty fast, but I'm assuming he's on Stone Skin as well, which won't really do much. I see he has Lightning Cage on him. Okay, Stone Skin and Pinpoint as expected, so we can drop some Thermitor on that Rotos. We can once again melt all of the Stone Skin with Gizmek. Beautiful. And right now, Rotos is actually taking a turn, which is fine. But Marius should be the next in line. Okay, so he's dead. No problem. The HP burn just ticks, deals more damage. And basically, even if the block damage would proc from Odin, they're pretty low on HP. So even if the first hit won't decrease it, the second would pretty much do it, guaranteed almost. And basically, game over. And Taras can't really do much from here on. But only 81k damage. Gizmek did most of the damage, and that's mainly because he melted all of the stone skin, all that HP burn ticking in the meantime while they were taking turns and stuff. I might roll this one. Maybe I'm going to get a triple speed. This is a 5-star only, which really sucks, so we're not going to keep that one. I'm going to do a couple of more fights, then I'm going to show you the build, guys, and kind of like basically talk a bit about blessings and all the rest, masteries. I think my most favorite relic on Marius is the Wand of Submission, and that's mainly because everybody sees Marius as one of the biggest threats, right? And because of it, if they use Armans, they're going to try to instantly polymorph Marius. Like, I think it must have happened hundreds of times almost where I've seen that. And it's not 100% chance to reflect it back, but at maximum level, you have a good chance to reflect it back onto Armans, right? Which still keeps your champion intact. And that's why I like to use the wand on Marius, because I can instantly go back after and just basically clap the enemy team with Marius. Like, he's just such a big threat for any team. Mythicals, legendaries, epics, rares, commons, uncommons, and God knows what will be the next tier of champions if we're ever gonna have one. He's a big threat for all of them. That avatar actually looks pretty damn cool. Do I even have that avatar? Where do we even have it from? Was that like some community challenge that I've missed? It looks pretty cool, actually. So, I'm gonna bring Shuzan once again. He has the He-Man. He has a lot of speed auras in here. Like, he has 4 so far. I'm not even sure who I'm gonna ban. He needs to bring in a damage dealer, to be honest. So, probably, seeing this, I'm gonna ban his Reviver. Assuming the Arbiter is the fastest. He got the bait as well. He banned my Shuzan, which is perfect. He doesn't have a 6-star temporal chain on any of the champions, so I'm not too concerned about that. Which means that he's not really gonna cut in front of my champions unless he is running, of course, Supersonic. And by the looks of it, he does have Supersonic on his Fabian. Thankfully, we might be able to get the job done. Okay, he just gave up. I was actually going to Metamorph and nuke him to ensure that I'm killing that Fabian, because I buffed more, which gave him more turn meter, so most likely he was gonna cut in front of my Marius. Let's bring in another one. I don't think I have a very good build on Marius, I'll be honest. I think he's a decent build, but I'm talking about the level where I'm playing, right? Like high-end arena and stuff. Like, some people have like some crazy builds, like almost 400 speed on Marius and pretty much the same damage like my Marius, right? You can empower him with Tumesia. That's a champion that I haven't really pulled. I only have 1 copy, and I'm not really willing to sacrifice it just to get some extra stats on Marius. Maybe I'm gonna pull some in the future, but in the meantime, I'm not really gonna go crazy to try to empower him. Even though it would be really, really helpful, of course. Every little stat means something, you know, like the accuracy or the rest of the things would be massive. But I don't really think it's worth the trade. So Arbiter, get out of there. You have that intimidating presence. We don't need it. We don't want it. He got the bait as well. So we're gonna wipe this guy pretty quick. Sulfurion, Armans. Curious if he has Supersonic, though. If he has Supersonic, we might have to be a bit more careful in here. Come on, game. Let me start. Freaking Marius the Gallant, man. Supersonic on Armans. Oof. You see? So let's see. Who is he going to try and polymorph? What have I told you? Now, one thing that I'm very curious is why didn't he got polymorph back? Does he have the wand as well? And they just kind of like canceled each other, or what happened? I'm not too sure what happened, to be honest. Okay, Sulfurian won't be able to do much because I have immunity on. And Marius is about to clap them. Okay, he knew it. He knew the power of Marius. He stood absolutely no chance versus Marius the Gallant. Like, I don't even need to use his skills because people already know what to expect. I'm quickly gonna show you my Marius, right? And then I'm quickly gonna try to find a build that maybe someone else posted, like a crazy Marius. I'm gonna have a look to see if I can actually find one. Just give me a second. While I'm gonna go over my my build, I'm gonna quickly look to see if I can find like a disgusting Marius build, or maybe I won't be able to, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I will be able to find something. Like, as I've mentioned, I've seen Marius at 400 speed and even slightly better damage than mine, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, my build is really not that good if I'm comparing it with something crazy like that. Apologies while I'm scrolling in here, guys. I'm not trying to just waste time. I'm literally just scrolling through all of these posts in here in the hope to find one of those builds that I've seen, because I can't really remember exactly who posted that and when, but it was a while ago, that's for sure. Of course, that is a +4 Marius and stuff that has some crazy stats like that, but either way, it's still disgusting to see a Marius having a build like that, right? So seems like I'm not able to find it in there. I'm quickly gonna check one more time, and then if I don't find it, I'll give up, and who knows, maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna be able to find it after in at some point and add it maybe on top of the video, right? Like when I'm editing the video. Is that Marius in there? No, he's not. That's Ambris. My god, guys, are you not posting Marius anymore? Everybody seems like he's posting different champions. But I will find him. There we go. So I found one. Let's see how crazy is this one compared to mine. Not so crazy, but it's still pretty crazy. Let me actually bring her on the screen. I've seen much crazier than that, though. Like, look at this. So that's what I'm saying. Like, my Marius is decent, but there are definitely much crazier ones out there. It's a shame that I cannot find that disgusting one. That was like just crazy Marius, man. Like an insane amount of... What? I cannot open it. Reload. Hello. Okay. So this one is a 6-star though. Look at the defense, right? It has 7.7k defense, 327 speed, and almost 400 crit damage, 400 accuracy, right? Yeah, it's not in a Savage plus Stone Skin, this one, but still, just as an idea. Look at my build, for example, right? 7k defense only, 295 speed, 279 crit damage, 343 accuracy. Like, my build is lacking quite a bit. Of course, once I'm going to get a 5-star soul, the accuracy will go up to 400. Then with a buff will be 600, which is actually almost enough to kind of like strip the buffs from most of the champions in Arena, unless they are high resistance. The speed will go up quite a bit as well, which will be nice. But the crit damage is really lacking on my build, for example. Today, actually, I rerolled this from a main attack, triple defense. I rerolled it, and it gave me defense, triple defense, which is perfect. Because before I had this ring on him, right, which was 200 defense less. I have a crit damage amulet. I wish this would have more accuracy on it, but hey, it is what it is. I still need to reroll this banner. Either defense, either accuracy, whatever comes first. Hopefully, I will get a better upgrade at some point because this kind of sucks. And that's unfortunate as well. But the main thing that really sucks on my account, most of my Savage / Lethal / Stone Skin just doesn't have very good substats on crit damage. So I'm really struggling in some cases to get a good amount of crit damage, right? Like here I need to keep the crit rate just to ensure that I have enough crit rate on him, right? It would have been much better with crit damage, but no crit rate substat, unfortunately. This is a rare one, only 5% crit damage. No crit damage on the boots, you see. So no crit damage, no crit damage, low crit damage, no extra crit damage there on the Ascension, which really kind of like kills the build. But either way, can't complain. He is absolutely smashing it anyway, right? He's still crazy good even with this build. Then, the Wand of Submission, as I've mentioned. At the moment, I have exactly 40% chance to reflect it back. You've seen it in action in the last fight. That's the reason why I like to use it on him. Most of the people are seeing him as the main threat in there. I could potentially replace this relic, bring in the Cat's Gaze, but I only have two, so I hate moving them around. And drop the Savage and just build him with something else just to get crazier stats on him. That could be an option as well. That's an option that you can use on most of your champions. But this one gives me the speed, no accuracy unlocked just yet. Gives me HP, which is not the best thing for him, but even the HP will basically help him a bit with the survivability. In terms of gemstones, I don't really have very good gemstones, okay? So that's why I'm using this one. This will increase a bit of accuracy. I could potentially use this one. The wearer's default skill will ignore 10% of the target's resistance, but I don't really feel like I need it. If the enemy resists, it's most likely a Galateer or some support champion that doesn't really care if I land Enfeeble on him or not, right? So it's not really going to be helpful. This is actually a pretty good one. The wearer deals 5% more damage against enemies with full HP. In most cases, this is really good. I use the I use the Gizmak quite a bit, so they were not on full HP, right? But if I'm not using Gizmak, if they ban Gizmak or anything like that, this gem is actually pretty good. And this is really good as well. The wearer's defense increases by 1 each time they receive a critical hit, stacking up to 10. Now, in a long fight is much better, especially for PvE. For PvP is not necessarily the best gemstones, but I don't really have many good ones that I could use, except Invigorated. Basically, gain a bit of extra turn meter, right? Blessings. I'm using Soul Rip. I feel like is the best one in my opinion. It can be a massive clutch when you're summoning the Reaper, right? But I kind of like needed to be at 6-star to be spot on with it. And then, yeah, it would be much better. 15 more speed from 6-star, which is huge. 75 accuracy, which once again is going to be great on the champion. You can use, if you want to, you can use Cruelty. That's pretty good, especially for PvE. I feel like it's much better. You could even use the Temporal Chains. You can use Intimidating Presence. You can use Lightning Cage, Polymorph, but it really depends exactly, as I've mentioned at the beginning, how you're building your team around him and what's the whole deal with it. Masteries, offense, and support. Now, this is very important in my opinion. Having Cycle of Violence, it can be a clutch, and having Sniper, having Master Hexer, I feel like are the most important things in the Masteries, okay? Landing that Enfeeble with a higher chance and having a chance to put it for 2 turns can be so decisive in a fight. Like, it happened so many times where I used it, I landed that debuff for 2 turns, and the damage dealer was just handicapped for 2 turns, and that allowed me to win the fight. Or it happened when the enemy landed on me, the Enfeeble, for 2 turns, and I was annihilated. I got wrecked, right? My champions were handicapped. They were not able to actually deal good damage. Plus, of course, you want to get some more accuracy on him. I do like to have Life Drinker just to ensure that he's regenerating some of the HP. But that's pretty much everything for the video. As I've mentioned, please take a second, go on the community tab and vote. I'm very curious to know how many of you guys actually got Marius, how many of you guys are far off from it. Let me know how you're building Marius, and of course, do you think he is the most OP legendary that Plarium gave us in the game? Much love, appreciate all of you guys watching. If you enjoyed the content, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.